Giants TV. Hey, it's Ryan Morris and Nick Smith here. Big news. I'm not pregnant.
Good morning. That is big news. I'm so glad you're not pregnant.
I'm going to
That
drink.
would be interesting. Welcome to Wake Up with Giants, special edition. Congratulations. We just want to say thank you. We reached our goal. I'm going to add this to the stream so you can see it. Last night, we hit just over 85.55, which was our goal. 8 being the number of bringing in money, 555, the number of change, and we surpassed it. And we have you to thank for that. And just want to express our gratitude. Ryan, you want to share kind of what you're feeling and answer a little bit?
Yeah, so at the beginning of all this, we did this last year, and COVID happened.
Yeah.
And we decided to move forward with it anyway. And we took off. Nick describes it like an albatross, just clumsy, fumbling, trying to figure out what the heck that we were doing because we had no clue. Hey, and guess what? A year later, we still have no idea exactly what we're doing.
What's amazing,
Yeah.
let's ship that back out, is it almost mirrors exactly what happened last year. We took off like an albatross, right? We were just going fumbling along the beach, and you're like, this clumsy bird is never getting off the ground. And I remember last year when we launched, right toward the end, we asked Jay Moletsky, like, what should we do? And he's like, basically, just pray, hope for the best.
And
you're
Zach,
not gonna make
or
it.
not Zach. Hi, Zach. If you're watching,
Hey,
I don't know where that came from. Jay Moletsky is he's owns the children's book author group, right?
Yeah.
And also
now 30,000 members plus publishing. Yeah.
Yeah. So we paid like $15 or something like that to just do like a 1-hour workshop. I mean, it was dang near free event that he was doing. But he opened it up to questions at the end, and that's what we asked him. It was like, hey, what do we do? Like, we're at this point, now what? And it was like stump the dummy. No, you're not a dummy, Jay. But it was like he just sat there for a second, and he's like, pray?
Yeah. Not going to happen.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of felt that way this time, too, as we were moving along toward the end there. We were, if you look at the numbers there, just cruising along pretty consistent. And about a week ago, less than a week ago, we kicked it into high gear. And you can look at the launch that happened. See, here, the lesson in this for me and for those that are watching is don't stop too early in your dream. We could have given up and said, there's no way we're going to make it. And that would have been true. It would have resulted in it being true. But we decided to push and do anything we can think of. The thought that I had around is if my kid had cancer, or let's say they need a liver transplant, and I had to find it, and I would do anything in the world to find that liver, then I would move mountains. I would ask for things I wouldn't ask for normally. So I started reaching out to people. Ryan started reaching out to people. We had our team reach out to people. We were just asking. It was okay to say no. And just some phenomenal things happened. Like you look at the numbers there, just out of nowhere, boom, through the roof.
We like almost had flatlined for a long time, and we were pushing and promoting and trying to make it work. And I almost, I'm going to be honest. The thought crossed my mind to stop, to like, you know what? It's okay. We'll get a participation trophy here. No offense to those that get participation trophies. But just, I had racked my brain. In fact, there was this moment when the giant in the book, Steve Hardison, said, Go do all you can do, and then I'll look and see what I can do. But I want you to go do all that you can do and push, push, push.
Yeah.
And we did it. We
yeah,
pushed.
our goal was to just see how much we could create here.
Hi, Deb.
And here's a lesson in this: is there's this thing in the universe that I believe exists called grace. And after you do everything you can think of doing, it steps in and fills in the gap. Like if we hadn't pushed, if we hadn't done everything we could think of, yeah, keep going. We're not complete. We still have 47 hours left on this Kickstarter campaign. So there's still time to even add more. So if you want to contribute, do that. But the beauty of this for you, and a life lesson for all of us, is that you give everything you can to that creation and let go of, if it happens or not, let go of that idea that maybe it won't happen. Let go of the path. Like I have this rigidity. It's got to look this certain way or it's not going to work. I mean, we were looking at every possibility for this to happen. And then after everything we can think of, which wasn't much, I could tell you, it's like my 9-year-old saying, hey, I want to buy a bike and I've got like 50 cents saved up. And I step in and say, all right, I'll cover the difference. Thanks for building up. Right.
I thought you meant like we didn't have very many thoughts.
Yeah,
which is true. I thought about like SpongeBob SquarePants and like what goes on in his brain, and there's like cobwebs and like a little monkey hitting cymbals together or something like that.
You know what though? That's truly how I felt some days. Like king, 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 king. There's no way this is happening. Like I would go blank. I have no idea what to do, but you just follow the intuitions. Paula,
thanks, Paula.
Huge contribution. Thank you so much for what you did for this campaign. I loved what she did that yesterday. I think we were $556 away, and she went in to put $1 additional donation to get it at $555, and which is such a symbolic number. It's a magical number. It's in the book. Yeah, 60 people.
Howdy, Hugh. Impact. Nice to see you, buddy.
Hugh, adding hue, color to everything. Loving you, brother. Yeah, Paula, thank you. So many of you. There's so many throughout. We can't necessarily name all the names, but you know who you are, and we want you to know that we appreciate you. I'm going to send out a message here shortly through Kickstarter to each of you. Just excited to see what comes next. I mean, look at what we did last year, Ryan. $10,000 is what we raised last year. And yeah, we've got all of these books printed and distributed. We've got the radio show, the TV show. We wake up and do the park bench. The community went from almost nothing to over 2,800 members globally. And that was in a year on a shoestring budget, really. If you look at it, a lot of companies have big marketing campaigns, and we don't ask for a lot in the tribe. We try and do it with what we've got. And so $8,500, I could tell you, is going to open the door to even more things. We've got dreams of going into some schools with some of this money and doing some school programs. We got the leather-bound journal that's coming out. That's going to be a phenomenal add to what we have to offer. The coloring book is already in process, so it's just about done. So that'll be good. And the truth is, we couldn't do it without you guys. You guys come in and you contribute, you help out, organically grown. Hey, sister, how are you, Dorothy Inez?
I love Dorothy Inez.
Yeah, never.
Such a beautiful soul.
Never call her Dorothy.
Yeah.
You better add that last part to it, because she is Dorothy Inez. Yeah.
We know.
Pretty soon she'll be a symbol like Prince.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way to go.
Now, you, my friend.
Yeah, I just look at all the people that have been on the show. We've got more people coming on. There's just so much more to do, and we don't even know all the things that we're going to create this year, but we have some ideas. We have school programs, we have corporate programs, training programs. We have some masterminds coming up, some summits that'll be powerful, that'll help you grow even more in your potential. I think we can even have as a goal to get even more negative reviews on Amazon.
Hey, if we're getting negative reviews, that means we're getting positive reviews, and we're touching people somewhere.
Yeah, right, right. Yeah, just helping people understand the message is an internal journey. It has nothing to do with one group against another. It's an internal journey that we go through over and over again to reach our potential. And so the metaphor of the book being it's your internal world and how you play it. And you can choose to play small, you can choose to play giant. But the journey we went down, Ryan, for this is the exact same journey that everybody else is going to have to go through. So all press is good press. Yeah.
Something too. I wanted to say thank you to all of the giants, every single one of you in our tribe. Like, and then those that are also showing up and doing doing work in your own field or in your own niche.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, we can't get into every school. We can't get into every home. It takes all of us as a group doing these important things where we can help improve people's lives and give them tools that they need to grow and change and to become their highest version of themselves, however that looks for them.
Right.
We might say something that is super offensive to somebody based on their view, but then somebody like a Dorothy Inez can come in and with a different approach touch a person and help them change. We need these people. We want to highlight more giants and their journey,
Yeah.
and get as many good positive people out there and highlighted as we possibly can. So
I want to highlight, anybody that's creating something right now, anybody that's, I look at Lori Park writing her first book at 59 years old, almost 60, just starting on that giant's journey. I left my job and everybody's like, wow, you get to jump into your career full time. I left my job because I hated my job, but that step is going into that uncertain path. And I had no idea where it would go and set some intentions around it, just like you will around your vision. And yesterday secured a new position that allows me to create and fulfill what I need for my family. The Kickstarter funded yesterday. And these were all set from intentions. I had no idea how these would come about. I just held a clear vision of what I wanted to create in my life and left the path open. And if you look at this, what if I had given up? What if we had given up a few days ago, a week ago? What if we said, nah, we're not going to make it? And at that point where it skyrocketed, we had said, yeah, we're out. There's no way it's going to happen. Imagine that, because that's a possibility. How many of us give up way too early just because it seems impossible? You look at that chart and that graph going through the roof there. That's what happened last year. That's what happened when I wanted to create going to a $10,000 program that I didn't have the money for, but I committed to go and I did everything I could think of. It at the very end, it popped and went through. Look at the growth of the tribe over the last year. Like, look at what you're creating and don't give up. You got to have some grit and then follow every path and every possibility that comes. If your kid needed a liver transplant, you would do anything in this world to make it happen. Treat your creation that way. So, yeah, that was, yeah.
we did it. Yes.
Yeah, we love you guys. We want you to know that we appreciate you. When I use the word appreciation, you think about an investment. It appreciates. A house appreciates in value. The efforts that you guys give, we appreciate it. We add value to that. We see the value in it. And we make it worth more in our world. And so when we say we appreciate you, we truly appreciate you. Thank you.
You know what's interesting too? Like I don't know, maybe it's not interesting. I think it's interesting. I know what this will do.
Yeah.
Because we've been through it. We've gone down to a school in southern Utah and to see the change on kids' faces and in their lives right there, and an immediate impact that we can have. The emotion behind it, I can feel it right now. Like as I look back and I see their faces, and I can remember the kids and their answers of when you would talk to them. And I remember this one little girl, you had asked who feels like a giant, and everyone raised their hand. She says, "What did she say?" She said, "Not me." No, she said, "Do you listen to your teachers and your
Yeah.
parents?" She
Yeah.
goes, "I don't." She yells out, and it was so fun to even just hear their just blatant, you know, just honesty. They're just rawness of what we used to be before society kicked the crap out of us, right?
Right. Right.
Before it almost bred in this I don't know, you lose somewhere. It seemed like somewhere around 5th, 6th, 7th grade, that child, that inner child that didn't care what everyone thought, that just wanted to love and have fun and build forts outside and get dirty and didn't care. They thought they were the best artists in the world. And uh, getting back to that and helping people see that they can do anything, and who cares what other people think, and you are a giant. And to build that up even just a little bit, to maybe make it so that for the rest of their lives they can remember that. Like I'm gonna get emotional again because you say it all the time. Like just if we had to do it all over again, would we do it? We would. I'd spend every dollar. I mean, we've put a bunch of money into it, our own money, our own time. Uh, I would spend it all over again and 1,000 times over just to feel this, just to see the change, just to be there as a little kid holds the book, just holding it, just clutching it, and you're whispering to him, "You're a giant, and we love you, we see you." And they run out. You watch them run out of the school to their parents. Mom, look what I got from the Giants. Saw a kid as we were wrapping up and going back in the school to get our stuff and to finish up. This kid came out and he was sad. Things weren't going right for him, and I chased him down. Nick was holding the door for me, ready to come back. I chased him down. I said, "Hey man, it's okay. I know you didn't get something today, but guess what? You're a giant." And I said, "I want you to know that, and I want you to remember this moment." And I gave him a book, and the kid was like, just instantly so happy. And that emotion, that feeling, oh, I mean, there's no drug. I'm telling you, there is no drug on the planet like serving and giving back and helping others and watching just kids' lives, just their eyes light up. It's amazing. Steve Hardison. What you guys have done is going to help thousands and thousands, if not be a seed to plant for millions.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you.
That's the beauty of this, is that it's planting seeds. It's putting out in the world this idea that people still have that within them. That never went away. It's covered. That idea, like you said, that we can imagine and be anything, and then we cover it up with all this stuff called identity, and all this stuff saying fit in, and all this stuff saying that the reality needs to look like everybody else's reality. And it's not gone. It never went away. It's just covered up. So I appreciate you saying that, Ryan. It's look at what we've accomplished. And by we, let me say that, encompassing, that's not me and Ryan. That's not just the league. That's everybody in this tribe that's pushed to create this the way that it is. It's your creation too. Like we wouldn't be here without you. So to keep moving forward and do even bigger things, this sets the foundation for that. We hope you know that we appreciate you. So
This is
yeah, I love the comments. Yeah.
And you know, like a lot of you we haven't even met because, you know, COVID's real. It's a real thing, and it's changed the landscape of business, but at the same time it's made it, I don't know, the connection that you find with people that you've never, ever met.
Yeah.
Is so strong and powerful. It's amazing. You know, somebody like a Dorothy, an Amanda, a Diana, a Hugh, Vicky, Steve.
Yeah. And more. There's so many
more. There's so many more. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't feel like because we haven't said your name that we don't know who you are and that we don't see you, because we do.
We're just reading the teleprompter.
Yeah. Like on Anchorman. You'll read literally everything that's on there.
Yeah, you go ahead and type something. I'll probably read it and put it up.
Yeah, it's just phenomenal. You know, to go from a few days ago of it seemed like a near impossibility. We were $5,500 away from the goal. Literally. We were at about 30% funded just about a week ago. And here we are over 100%. And I just think, you know, it's my message in this for me and for you is just keep going, have the grit, stay with it, get your dream. If you got a supplement to build your dream, I do. Ryan does. We both work full time while we build this. It doesn't support us. We keep putting money into it. You guys help put money into it. It's not like we've got it made, you know, but we could see the potential in this whole thing. We see the potential in you, and we're still in our infancy when it comes to the Giants message. And this is just another seed that gets planted, a bunch of seeds, 8,594 seeds that get planted to grow this message even further. And so
there's lots more to come. There's a lot of things in the works. And I love that where we were a year ago, the tribe didn't exist. There's a lot of things that don't quite exist yet. And as we stepped forward and as we leaned into the fear, the unknown, the creation process of being the type of people that we wanted to be, and being the group that we wanted to be, we could see it, we could hold it, we can still see farther down the line of what we want to be.
Yeah.
And so we're being that. And this happened because of that.
It's so phenomenal that you say that. We're becoming that. You know, I've been wanting to post the last few days on becoming. It's a way of being that's not yet here, right? Be that's coming. It's on its way. And so in our lives, as we're being that thing, as we're becoming that thing, we're growing in capacity so that we can hold what's coming. Because imagine if this flooded in and we weren't prepared for it, it would overflow and spill out and be wasted. And our goal is to grow in capacity so that we can manage it and that we can handle it when it comes in. Because 100 million people is no small feat. So we got to grow ourselves and recognize and open up that capacity that's in there to be able to handle that. We talked about lottery winners the other day, how they tend to go back to where they were before because they never built the capacity to manage that kind of money. And some of them do, no doubt, but the majority go back to where their capacity is. And how often do we wish and pray for these things that are huge, but we haven't grown into it to where we can handle it yet. And so part of that process is growing in capacity. And over the past year, we've grown. This next year, we're going to grow even more. The year after that, even more. What can we handle?
There was because of all of the late nights, we call them the Chloe and Chloe moments, because we used to go to a coffee shop, a Beans and Brew. So support your local Beans and Brew when you can.
And
And we
get your
would,
points.
yeah, get your points, because we spent about $1,000 probably at Beans and Brew over a time period and never used the points. Uh, anyway, but we would go and we would sit. There was the Chloe and Chloe moments, because there was 2 Chloes that worked there. We don't know which one was what. We just Chloe, hey Chloe, hey Chloe, and
Yeah.
we would sit there and create, and just all of this stuff, just the hours, the time, the energy from those Chloe and Chloe moments.
Yeah.
Coming full circle to now, we didn't see this coming when we were creating at that point in
No,
time.
not in any way, huh?
Yeah, we were working on other things. Good morning. And then the other day, Nick gets a message, from a school, but we had the opportunity, because of all those Chloe and Chloe moments, to pop down to that school. And then because of that, they invited us back again to do it. And then they invited us to speak to 250 faculty teachers. And so we're working out what that looks like and how we can make that work. And I'm telling you, and then
I'm gonna share this in a minute.
yeah, what do
when
you,
you're done.
yeah, and there was so much that happened in this last 4 or 5 days that's just expands the possibilities, expands the reach, and they might not all work out, and that's okay, because there's more to come.
Yeah.
But we're open to all the pathways of how this can work and what we can do together as a tribe, and so we're so excited to have you guys on board with us, and yeah, making a global impact.
I love that. I want to share something. So a little over a year ago, I went through a training with Debbie Roth. I don't know if you could see this, but this was the vision that I created around the League of Giants. Didn't exist. Tribe of Giants. There's a lot in there of information of what the vision looked like in a way, and it was rough. It was a rough vision because I didn't have this clarity around it. Every time you and I create, Ryan, we create a vision, and it's in that vision that we create excitement, and it's in that excitement that we create activity. It's in that activity that we create results, which creates even more vision. And it's from that vision that we grow in capacity. It's this cycle where, even though it's self-similar like a fractal, that it changes, that we spiral up and we expand out and we grow. And we always start with that vision. They always say start with the end in mind, and we hear that and we think, oh, I'll do the assignment. I'll write down the paperwork that's supposed to be the end in mind, but there's no emotion attached to it. There's no inspiration in it. It's just we're completing the assignment. We check off the list. And when we created the vision for the Kickstarter, it was the same idea. As we had this idea, but it was as much as we could envision with where we were at in our capacity, and we did our best. And then as we stepped into it, we started looking at all the possible pathways to create it, and we never let go of that vision all the way to the end. We're still not done. We got 47 hours left in this campaign, and we still haven't let go of that vision. I mean, there's still room to grow inside of that current vision. So hold on to your vision, hang on to that, and carefully lead it into this reality. Like, I need you to hear me on that. Carefully lead it into this reality by your actions that you take. Like, you don't know all the steps, but you act on whatever comes. Like, we had no idea how this would fund, not even a clue. We had some ideas from our last campaign, but those didn't seem to work this time around. It's like it was totally new. And so new pathways, new methods, and really just step into that. Hold your vision and carefully lead it into this reality. Take the steps that come to you and trust them. And they may or may not be the ones that pay out, but go for it. Right. So that's just, I know we've rambled here for about 30 minutes, but man, what an incredible feat. This isn't to toot our horn. It's you guys helped us create this. Yeah, we did it, meaning all of us. The tribe, the league, you and me, we all did this. So thank you so much. Man.
Thanks you.
Yeah, thanks you. So yeah,
Awesome.
Interesting. What a thought, right? I've been sitting here at the finish line waiting for you. You know that video we did yesterday on purpose, that place where you'll rest once you get there, purpose to move forward to the resting point. Your purpose is made up. Purpose is the place, if you look at the word of it, right? Per meaning forward, and pause, pausar, to pause, looking forward to that place where you'll pause. And so your purpose is that place where you feel like you'll pause. And then when you pause, you'll rest and you'll do it again. There's no end to your purposes. And there's no purpose like some life purpose that you got to find. You make it up as you go. You create it. We created a purpose called the Kickstarter. I created a purpose called another income source, a job, right? We created a purpose called 100 million people globally. One of many, one of infinite purposes that Ryan and I will have in our lives. So when you think of your purpose, your place that you'll rest, go for it and push until you get to that resting point, just like we did with this Kickstarter.
And I expect Hugh to be there.
Cheering us on, right? Wow, man, what a thought. You got all these people lined up cheering you on when you get across that finish line.
Yeah.
That's what
we can already see the end. Like what, like getting there.
Man, beautiful. I love that. It's all coming together, guys.
Thanks, Andrea.
So, anything else you want to say, Ryan?
100 million, baby. Those weren't my words. I borrowed those from another giant.
Hey, there we go. I thought they were yours. They sounded like yours.
I repurposed it.
So cool.
Thanks,
we love
Amanda.
you guys. Man, keep doing giant things. Be giant. Go be giant. There's nothing in this world you can't accomplish. I don't care what background you came from. To hold that as a story that you can't do it, I don't believe it. I don't think you should either. So I see people doing it every day. So keep going. Be a giant. Let's change some lives. Let's change the world. You guys make it a bad day.
Thank you.